Well, today is a day some people living in a Johnstown neighborhood never thought they'd see: the destruction of the old Harris Boyer building in the city's West End. That property has been blighted for some time now, and Maria Miller has literally been following this saga for years. And Maria, we can still see the building standing behind you. Just how long is it going to take to come down?
Well, Jen, we're not yet sure. Crews started tearing down the back corner of this building this morning. They stopped just after 1 o'clock, but it sounds like they've started back up again. It is a massive brick building. It's sure to take several days to tear down, but it is a start, and it's something I know people living around here have been waiting on for years.
I'll believe it when I see it. They've been saying that for years.
That's what neighbors who live next to the Harris Boyer building told us just last week, and for the past several years, as promises of the rundown building being demolished never came true. But on Thursday, they finally saw a glimpse of progress as crews got to work.
It's just a shame to see it go, you know. But dilapidated, I mean, it is dangerous. There's no doubt about that. It's condemned.
At one time, the building was a booming bakery. The proof seen here in our archives from 1979. That's the way many in the West End remember it.
We smelled the gobs baking and the bread baking, and it was great.
My fiance grew up here. Her whole family was here. We're talking generations. And they all worked there when it was a bakery. They worked, 16-hour shift. Loved it.
But the bakery ended up closing a year later in 1980. And since then, the building has changed owners and eventually began to deteriorate, attracting rodents and slowly falling apart. Its current owner, John Rivnak, has been fighting the city for years over code violations until last week when he promised it would be down by the end of July. While many who live near the building tell us they're relieved to see it go, others say it's a part of Johnstown's history they would have liked to see preserved.
Evacuation shelter, that's on the front. How old is that? The Johnstown woodwork sign, hopefully they preserve that, put that someplace in a museum, I would think.
Now, the owner has until July 28th. That's a week from Monday, but it appears it might be possible because if you look behind me, just next door here was the comic book store. It sat here blighted for years. It was taken down entirely last night. The city told us last week that was the plan, so we'll wait to see what happens. If the building here, the Harris Boyer building, does not come down, the judge said last week he is not going to be patient with Rivnak much longer. Reporting live in Johnstown, Maria Miller, 6 News.